Right, hello everyone. Let me just open the chat. There we go. Okay, and we've got Commander K here as well with us today.
Yes, I managed to open my mic again. So good.
Well done. Right, yes, chat is open. Hello everyone. We'll give it a couple of minutes as people come in. But yes, welcome. Commander K is joining me. Wasn't planned, but he's got some time and obviously loves chatting with you all. So we're both here today to have a bit of a closed alpha Q&A. I'm sure a lot of you have been here before, but just in case you haven't, we'll take questions in the chat. You can ping Commander or I, that's fine. Sometimes highlights the question a little bit, helps us see it a bit better. Try not to repeat questions. We'll do our best to get to them. And yeah, we're going to talk maybe for about an hour, a bit less, see how we go, and try and answer whatever questions you have about closed alpha, any feedback, any questions you have about what might be coming next. I think that about covers it. So yes. Why don't we start? If people want to start putting questions in the chat, we'll go through and see how many we're able to answer. But generally, how have you all found closed alpha? It's been open for how long now? We're on 3 weeks. We'd love to know what you guys think.
Yeah, no, I would also like to thank everybody playing the closed alpha, because it gives us valuable information about how you guys are using the editor and kind of like how do you find the parkour and hoops and all of that. So data from the game, but also then chatting with you guys and getting feedback. That is really valuable for us. Wait, who's that? Oria asks, PC gamers were crying. Are we going to be able to play the game? Yes. Next step for us is early access later this year, and then the game is going to be available on PC as well, meaning Steam. But yeah, then you have actual PC client as well.
Yeah, and it's a good point that you just said, Commander, about allowing us to test things, because you might have seen a few YouTube videos out about closed alpha, and we have had some comments, is this all there is, parkour and hoops? Obviously, that's not the case. This is still a really early version, guys, and one of the main reasons of kind of inviting you guys in is so you can kind of see what direction we're heading, and you can give us some feedback. But obviously, further down the line, there's going to be lots more in this game.
Okay, I'll just pick one that I saw from White. So what will be the focus of the game? Will it be focusing on building and social or the economy? So all of those and more. We kind of like what we think internally is that we are building a game/social platform, because I think that, and I know that many PV veterans think that as well, that one of the best parts of this kind of game is the actual community and how do you make friends and friends from like-minded people all across the world and all of that. So social aspect is really important, but also kind of like different gameplay features like parkour, down the line dungeons, farming, fishing, all of those, and also the in-game economy. So trading items that you get through different means in the game. Then, if I might, I will answer Tobel's question, which was next one. Do you have any plans for other world types than parkour, hangout, or shoot the hoops? Yes, we do. Again, sorry about that, but we are very, very early on. So right now we only have basically parkour and shoot the hoops as features, and then of course the hangout, which is basically just a world. But yeah, we have plans for different types of feature worlds, meaning like gameplay features like parkour and shoot the hoops, and hangout and stuff like that. Those are more kind of like tags for the world, so that you can find what worlds you're looking for, like hangouts or trade or whatever.
Yeah. Mars, you've been very good and posted a load of questions there. Maybe I'll do the top one and then you can post some more so we can answer others. But the first one is, are we going to be notified when exactly early access is going to be released? So giving exact dates is always a bit difficult because things can change and we don't want to kind of give an exact date and then for some reason we have to extend it a little or something like that. So at the moment, it's sort of towards the end of the year is what we're giving, but obviously as and when we can give more updates, I'll be giving those out on Discord when we can, when it's possible. But hopefully, towards the end of the year, relatively speaking, hopefully it's not too long for you guys to wait.
Yeah. So I'm still in the earlier messages. So from recall, have you guys planned on how we grind for items currency? It's always heartwarming to see a player requesting grind in the game. So, but yeah, there is gonna be a way to quote grind. The idea is that there are seasons in the game, and you get season progress, and you fulfill the season progress by playing the different features in the game, like parkour, which is kind of like 2D Fall Guys type of gameplay, I think, or shoot the hoops or something else as well down the line. So you play different features and you advance through season progress, and that's how you grind basically, at least that, and that's what we are gonna have in the early access. But then again, of course, you can count, I don't know, farming as grinding as well, but we are not gonna have farming in the early access yet. That's I think so. Okay,
yeah, and one about early access, Commando. How long does early access for this game last?
Well, early access, the plan is that the game, once we go to early access, then the game is always online after that. So mainly it lasts until we fully launch the game, and fully launching the game means mainly kind of like starting to actually market the game in bigger fashion. But basically the game is playable from early access onwards, and we're not planning to take it offline at any point after that. And
yeah,
one reason
but it won't be, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, you go.
I was going to say it won't be early access. Won't be this is the entire polished finished game. Still, it's just that it won't go offline. So we'll continue adding and continue changing it and adding things in. But it won't. When early access comes out, it's not the same as a launch, right?
Yeah. So in early access, the game is still very, very early on, but we want to kind of like have it always online as soon as possible, as soon as we feel that there is enough there for you guys to have it always online, so that we can then start kind of like, we have the basics there, and then we can start building the game and adding stuff on top of the stuff that we already have with you guys. We're discussing like what should be next feature, or what should be next items and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we've got Commander, I don't know if you're still scrolling near the top of the chat, but I've gone all the way down and cheated. So the most recent question I can see is Boomer Potato Statue going to be an item for in-game currency or real money?
Well, so I don't know if you want to share what you were gonna share, but I mean, while you think about that, I can mention that, yeah, so the Boomer Potato Statue is, the idea behind that is that we want to have some item for the OGs that were with us in closed alpha. So basically everybody can get it if they just play the closed alpha, and it's untradeable. So we kind of like want it to be an item that if you have it, then you know that that person was with us in the closed alpha in the early months of 2024. So it's not in-game currency item or real money item. It's gift item basically that you can get, but only in closed alpha.
And I definitely use that question and putting it to you as a chance to give me time to put an image in the chat. So the thing we want to share today is most of you probably already know that there's some kind of a Boomer Potato related item coming as Commander was just talking, and we are going to reveal it now in the chat. So there it is in all its glory. And you will be able to start working towards getting that next week. I don't know if you already said that, Commander. I was a bit distracted putting the photo in.
No, so I can share it, and we wrote this down because we are so smart. So yeah, so Boomer Potato statue becomes available in the game next Wednesday, which is 10th April, so next Wednesday. And it's really simple to get. So to get it, you just need to log in five times to the game, like 5 daily logins. And the game is, the close alpha is gonna, close alpha is gonna continue 10 days after next Wednesday. So you have 10 days left in close alpha, and you just need to log in five times during those 10 days to get the Boomer Potato statue, and that's the first and only way ever to get it. Again,
yes,
kind of
exactly.
that you were there in the closed alpha.
Yeah, so you don't need to be a pro at parkour or do hoops or anything. Just log in 5 days out of 10, and it's all yours. Okay.
Korpi asks, I assume that you're Finnish, asks, will there be support for Linux? Most likely not. It is quite, quite small platform, so I would think no.
Well, what do people think of the statue? Let us know in the chat as well, while I scroll and find some questions.
Asked, so is the end date going to be 20th of April, 20th or 21st, depending on your kind of like on what time zone you are. But yeah, Saturday, Sunday, 21st is when the close alpha will be taken offline, and after that, the Boomer Potato statues, what you can get are there, or you can't get them after that. Yeah. What else? I'm lost in the chat as well.
So is the item that's untradeable? Is the item that's untradeable Dark Origin Wings? So I don't know if we covered that, but the plan is that they'll be untradeable in game, yes, but you will be able to sell them on the real money marketplace should you wish.
Yeah, so the idea is that the Dark Origin Wings are tradable with real money. Gomarska says that the statue is amazing. Somebody says they love potatoes. Yeah, I mean, the whole Boomer Potato thing is kind of like, yeah, I don't know. It's already like inside gag and running joke with you guys, the community, and also in the dev team. So that's why we decided to run with it and then make the actual item for it. What else?
So, well, you don't actually have a username. You're just 2 straight lines is your name. It says, are usernames with special characters such as spaces, underscores, or such be removed when the game launches? If not, will we be able to create levels with them? If I had to guess, I'd say that usernames with special characters, etc., probably won't be permitted. I'm not sure about world names.
Some special characters are allowed. I don't have the list at hand right now, but some are not. But the most obvious ones are going to be allowed. But if you just like have empty spaces as your name or stuff like that, yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, and OL says, what website or app is going to be the marketplace? So we'll be able to give details about that further down the line, but we're working, well, the plan is we are working with just one particular marketplace. So
yeah,
the marketplace will exist.
Yeah, we have been in talks with several, but we are leaning towards one that we haven't announced yet. But yeah, so no more info on that just yet. Gomarska asks, will worlds / levels reset when full version comes out? Yes, so that will be clean slate when the early access comes out. And that is the reason why it was in vain for some people who tried to hoard so-called rare names, because all levels and worlds are wiped for the early access. And in the early access, you can't hoard and grab rare names or world names. They're going to be in place kind of like, I mean, you can't just like publish and grab names as many as you want. There are limits on how many worlds you can publish and kind of like level requirements and stuff like that in order to stop people from hoarding world names.
Missed all of that at the beginning of closed alpha, but today actually I was trying to see if certain world names were available, and there's worlds with just like one block placed for people to guard names. But yeah, it doesn't count for anything really. Okay. Will world sizes be chosen before world creation, or can we expand our worlds whenever we please? As random movie commander, you might know this one or what our plans might be.
We have been discussing that it might be viable to allow that. I'm not sure, to be honest. But yeah, we have been discussing that as well, but can't say one way or the other just yet.
And Big Jeremy asks if there'll be a limit on how many worlds you can have in the game.
Yes, so I mean, roughly the idea is that you can have quite high amounts of kind of like levels in the works, kind of like work in progress levels, but there is certain harder limits on the amount of worlds that you can actually publish. And when you publish a world, that's when you kind of like choose the permanent name and lock the name, and then the name is then reserved for your world only. So, for example, just as an example, when you start the game, you can, let's say, have 10 worlds as work in progress, but you can only have one world as published. And then when your avatar or character reaches level, let's say 5, then you can unlock and get the second world that you can publish and so on. So that prevents anyone from just grabbing like and hoarding world names on day 1 or even day 2 or day 3. Boomer Bear. We have a lot of boomers here. I've seen Boomer Bear, Boomer Potato, Tomato. Will there be a lore feature in the game? Honest answer, not sure yet. I think this was asked last time as well. So we have been discussing about this. Will there be lore, and if so, what kind and how prominent? But yeah, not sure yet. That's honest answer. Xilax asks, will we have global messages? That is the idea, yes. Gregon asks the same. Else?
Yaka says, do you have any teasers for new big features coming to early access or later? So hopefully I'll be able to give some kind of behind the scenes in the coming weeks or months about early access. It all kind of depends. But yes, that will be the plan, that eventually on the behind the scenes weekly posts, I'll be able to share some insights into what we're working on. We'll just have to see what that ends up being.
Evan asked, can we host drop games? Not really. There is not going to be dropping items in the worlds as there were in some other games that we all know. So no drop games are possible in that sense. Yeah, maybe one thing about early access is that, yeah, we will have the season feature there. So you actually have a season where you can progress through and then get items and other stuff from that. Kind of like in many other games, be it Call of Duty or Fall Guys or whatever, seasons that you advance through and get prizes.
Yep. Mars says, is something going to change in early access, like avatars, for example? So yes, the avatars, the character style is changing. We revealed the new style on the forums page and on Instagram, but that is one big thing that will be changing in early access. We couldn't quite get them ready in time for closed alpha, so that's why you have the same style this time. But by the time we have early access, they'll be in place.
Mr. Rohan asks, can we trade worlds for money? again, sorry to say, not sure yet. Maybe not for money, but there is plan that the worlds could be traded at least for in-game currency and in-game items in the game, but maybe not for real money.
Boomer James says, will there be community events or contests? Yes, in some way, definitely there'll be things for the community events and such, either in the game or outside of the game on Discord. But if it's stuff on Discord, we'll try and link it to the game in some way. But there'll definitely be competitions and things for you guys to get involved with.
So yeah, Abyss asks, tagging Siskea, but I'll answer is, so will there be a thing like VIP membership in game? There is gonna be related to the seasons, a season pass, but we are not sure yet. Do we also add some kind of like VIP thingy as in some other games? But at least in the early access, no, there will be no VIP per se. Van is asking, will this game have a video call feature? I suppose it's not like fully serious question, but that's actually good segue. Kind of like we have been discussing a lot, like should we have what kind of like social features we should have in game? Like should we have like inbox where players can send in-game messages to their friends or stuff like that? But also you guys can just let us know in Discord right now in the chat, like, because I think that most people who play games, they use Discord a lot for communication at the same time as they're playing the game itself. So that's kind of like one thing that we are looking closely into, kind of like how deep to go within the actual in-game communications and how much people use Discord anyways.
Yeah, let us know in the chat what you think about that. Whether you would just use Discord voice call or whether something integrated into the game would be good. That geek guy says, will the old Dark Origin wings still work like from old beta? I think by that, if you won wings earlier on, you can still have them in game and they'll still be the same. Then yes, absolutely. Doesn't matter, in which way or what method you won the wings. They'll look the same and you'll have them in the game when the time comes.
14J. 14J is asking, will there be any level requirements to lock worlds? If so, will there be any ways to achieve the level requirement faster by using real money? So one thing is that there is no world locks as in some other games. The idea is that when you create a world and then you publish the world, then that's kind of like that is your world and it is locked in for all intents and purposes. And that's kind of like the level requirement there, limiting how many words you can publish using real money. I don't know, maybe not. But yeah, maybe not the plan right now, I think.
Yeah, and Boomer Bear says, when will the moderator applications be open? So we've answered this a couple of times. There's no kind of official info on moderators just yet. It might not be that we have applications at all. Maybe we go a different route in terms of in-game mods. So nothing is set in stone yet. But when we have it, we'll share it. But it might not be that we do moderator applications, similar to the likes of Pixel Worlds.
Okay, so one example, Farm Miner is saying using in-game voice chat is more immersive. I've been using the Lethal Company VC instead of Discord. So we need to inform the programmers that we need in-game voice chat.
Pass the info on.
Let's see what we do there.
So Zelax is asking about farming. Oh, is that the one you were just going to pick up? And I was going to say you can take that one.
I mean, we do want to have a farming feature in the game. It will not be, again, unfortunately, on early access yet. That's quite certain, I think. But it's not going to be like Growtopia PV type of farming where you grow items in trees and then break the blocks and get seeds and stuff like that. We are looking more like into Stardew Valley type of farming where you kind of actually have like, I don't know, wheat and different apple trees and stuff like that. We want to have that kind of like what do you call it? Cozy game, cozy type gameplay feature as well, and farming is really good for that. So not breaking and grinding blocks. Corby is asking, will there be storage items that are placed in the worlds, or is everything stored in inventory? The plan is that there are going to be storage items, but they are going to be a bit different than what you have in Growtopia or Pixel World. So there wouldn't be like items that you have like that you end up like having like 200 different chests in the world, and then you like that one item that you're looking for is in one of them. But yeah, there are going to be some kind of storage items so that you don't have to carry everything in your inventory. You can kind of like put items that you don't use that much into some other place.
Yeah, and Pippy Pup, your name is fun to say, says, what's the reason for giving out double the amount of Dark Origin wings for a few times? Don't you guys want to keep it exclusive? It's just something fun for you guys who might not have had a chance to win them yet. Closed Alpha is possibly going to be one of the last times to win the wings. So for everyone who's been grinding every day and hasn't quite been so lucky, we just want to give them a bit of extra luck that day. But generally, the wings will obviously still be very exclusive. So as I say, this might be one of the last chances to win the wings before early access. And if you think in terms of when the game is officially out and when we have hopefully lots more players, it's going to be very exclusive and very rare. So it might seem at the moment, particularly if you haven't won some yet, that every man and his dog has a pair of wings. But soon that won't feel like the case.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we gave out like what, 200-ish wings in close pre-alpha, and then what, maybe 400 or something in close alpha now. So that's what 600-700 Dark Origin wings, and we do have big plans and big hopes for the game. So if there's like even 1,000 wings, that's really low amount for a game that we are making. So yeah, hope that you get them, and if more people get them, it doesn't kind of like diminish their value at all. Some random guy called Shane is asking, can't beat Discord voice calls and their services integrating them like audio filtering. Someone else, Boomer Ori also said Discord voice call would be good.
So Abyss is asking, will there be a serial/tag system for money tradable items? So I think that side of it will fall into the third party marketplace that we'll be working with. And there'll be all sorts of systems in place in terms of how that works. But I guess in terms of serial or tags, that's maybe a bit more blockchainy, I would guess, which we're not doing. But Commander, you might know a little bit better.
Well, I mean, one idea is that we, let's say that there would be like, I don't know, some nice red hats, for example, that would be a real money item, and there would be only like 1,000 of them in the existence. Then we could actually have serial numbers for them, like in some other games, not in blockchain games even, but like for example, Worlds of Tanks uses that. So when they have like real money tanks that they sell, limited amount of them, all of them comes with a serial number from 001 to 999 or whatever. So that's one thing that we are planning as well for some limited run items.
Yep, and
so someone is saying something about no hacks, only mobile, and someone is asking, so no PC? Question mark, no, there will be a PC version live and running in the early access via Steam. Jakke is back. Nice to have you back, Jakke.
And someone's asked about, so since Boomer Potato statues only via this upcoming session, will there be a way for PC players to win it later on? No. So Boomer Potato is it's closed alpha exclusive. So if you want a chance to get it, you've got to log in to closed alpha on your mobile this time. Yeah.
I mean, I have heard stories about people playing on PC with some kind of like emulator, but I don't know about
Yes, yeah, people have done that. Although a couple of players have found it tricky, I think, to set that up. So it's up to you. What we've said is, if you want to make a video about the game or you're creating content of any kind, using an emulator makes it a little bit easier, maybe. So feel free to do that. But
as
yeah,
long
in
as
terms
you
of winning
have,
the statue,
yeah, I mean, as long as you have a mobile device that can get you into main menu, that's enough for winning the Boomer
yeah,
Potato if you do that 5 times.
yeah, minimum effort.
Yeah, another Boomer something, Chia something. I butchered that name, I guess. Will the special raffle be more than 20 wings or not? Because I remember you said something about 50 wings. 50 wings? No, it's 20 wings during those special days where we have double the amount.
Maybe they mean the special raffle at the end.
Yeah,
Or
that
that's the
one,
question.
I'm not sure. Have we said how many? I think it's in the, I'm not sure,
I don't
actually.
know that we've given an amount, but I'd have to double check.
Yeah, I'm not sure even if we have decided an amount. Maybe that was 50. I'm not sure.
Lurcher says, will game support Android 10 or just stay on minimum Android 11? So I think Dev was talking about this on Discord last week, maybe, because some people were disappointed that they couldn't access closed alpha. He said, I think no promises, but they are looking at optimizing things a little bit later down the line. So hopefully, maybe something will change, but no guarantees because minimum Android 11 is probably our baseline just for tech support as much as anything.
TV Poop is asking, is it possible for you guys to upload some assets in DCP Press Kit for thumbnail content creation purposes? This is more for Siskea, but I think that's something that we have in the works or have planned at least to have this kind of like content that people can freely use when doing their own content.
And also, I have a couple of things now. So if you want to send a mod mail, I can share a link. But generally, yes, if people want to create content, there'll be a folder with logos and colors and fonts or whatever might be useful. It will be just figuring out an easy way for you guys to access that.
So Mr. Rauhan says pickle suit twice. Yes, I think in some weak moment I promised pickle suit. So we're gonna do that in the game eventually. I think we have some other suit already in the concept art stage, but yeah, pickle suit. Yeah.
Maybe this is dangerous. Maybe every time you join a Q&A, you're going to promise a different kind of suit.
Even earlier, I don't know. I think it was in game that I promised that. Yeah.
Okay.
Deno is asking about when is full game coming out. So early access is planned for later this year. I can't say exact month yet, but our plan is that before the end of the year, there's early access, which is always online, and then you can play the game on PC, iOS, and Android. And somebody else actually asked, is it going to be on Mac as well? Mac isn't that much difficult, I think, to have there in Steam as well. So likely Mac build as well.
And Gamaska has asked, can I make a video? I have 3,000 subs in YouTube. Anyone can make a video about the game, closed alpha, all of it, social first. It's one of my favorite things is finding videos that you guys make. And that's why we made the community playlist on our YouTube channel. So if you make a video about the game, share it here or tag us on Instagram and you'll automatically get added to the playlist so you can feature on our YouTube. So yes, please do make a video. That sounds great.
So Boomer Bear asks, will there be clans / factions? Yes, down the line, there will most definitely be clans or factions. maybe kind of like management of expectations here. So in the early access, there will not be clans yet. So we are making a huge game, and early access is still very, very early on version. So I hope you guys kind of like don't expect to have a full game in the early access. But yeah, so clans and factions are in the works as well and in the plans. Then somebody asked, Tanan 1, will there be some kind of 1 versus 1 fights or fishing battles or anything skill-based? So yes, we would love to do kind of like Super Smash Bros. Melee type of gameplay. That's huge undertaking, so that's not going to be in the early access either. But yeah, we do have plans of doing something like that in that kind of like vein of gameplay. So you can have fights 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2 or all for like everybody for themselves or stuff like that. But yeah, that's in the plans, but not going to be in the early access yet.
There's a question here about website forums. Are we going to have actual website forums for the game, or will we just stay here in Discord? So I think the way it looks right now, I would say we'll probably just stay in Discord rather than have a separate site for forums. I introduced the forums category on here just to kind of test it out. Obviously, it's going to get busier as the game gets bigger and as there's more stuff to talk about, but I think it will probably work quite well to just leave it here in Discord.
Somebody named Shane is asking, will the Dementors be gone in next week's update? We are scared. Yes, the Dementors will be gone. We have agreed with them that they're going to be under your bed from now on. So that's good.
Now you can stop going on about it, Shane. There's been some questions about consoles. So I think what we've said in the past is PC will be coming and hopefully console down the line. And when I say down the line, probably years, I would imagine. It's something that would be nice to do, but PC and mobile will be the guarantees, really.
Yes, thank you, Jakke, for
Jakke's shutting down the Dementor chat.
Yeah, Akula is asking, can I ask about Pixel Worlds? Maybe rather not. Everybody knows our history as a team with Pixel Worlds, and of course, most of the people in the community right now are ex-Pixel World players or even like active Pixel Worlds players. But Kukor is making Pixel Worlds. I played it last time, like 2 days ago. But yeah, let's keep this with social first and DCP.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of questions about creator roles and creator programs. Nothing is out yet. Nothing's official. We'll pin that info down closer to launch, possibly. But there will be some program of sorts. So if you create content for the game and you want to apply, that will be in place. It might be a little bit different to what you're expecting or what you're used to. I'm not sure yet, but it will be there, and it will probably involve having a particular role or identifier in game. So yes, that will be coming, but it's a long way off for now.
One question I want to address, because many people have asked this same question in different forms. So Fur is asking, what about dupes, so duplications, how will they be stopped? So we are doing things differently than in Pixel Wars in many senses. So for example, there are no dropping items in the worlds, which was one of the reasons why tubing was kind of like a risk in Pixel Worlds. So we are kind of like doing the whole item inventory system differently this time around and stuff like that. So we hope that will like take care of most of the cases that you could dupe items. And then we are also gonna have much more stricter kind of like your player account. So it's not as easy to just like create new throwaway account. So if your account gets banned or you do something, let's just say that you can't just like have 20 different accounts to trade dupes or scam people. So yeah, maybe not gonna go into more details there yet, but yeah, we do have many plans on that and already have taken steps for that. Do you have something you want to answer? Or
Yes. Link Players says, I can't find my account for Social First Game. Played the first pre-alpha and logged in with my Apple ID. Any help? If you're having problems, just send a DM to the ModMail bot on the server, and we'll check that, and I can help you get logged in.
yeah, Boomer Mars. How many boomers do we have here? Boomer Mars
Lots
1,
of
2, 3,
boomers.
4 is asking, what about Fire Sword? So yeah, there is gonna be Fire Sword at some point. We don't have any kind of like, we don't have anything for you to hit it with right off the bat, but we are planning to have the Fire Sword in the early access as well. Will it be real money item, or will it be some kind of like prize or something you can get just by playing the game? Not sure yet, but yeah, the plan is that we will have that in the early access as well. What else?
So someone's asked about the blue helmet. Well, is it the same thing applies?
Well, the blue helmet is kind of like Commander K-ish type of thing, but we don't have plans to have that in the game yet. I mean, I'm pestering Endless that I would have my own some kind of armor set in the game in the early access, but let's see. But yeah, I mean, top of my head, because we just went through this today, I think we have like something like 270 different wearable items planned for this year, for the early access already. So there's going to be lots of different items for sure. And some of them will be items that you can get only by playing the features and from the season progress. Some of them will be stuff that you can buy with soft currency that you can grind. Some of them will be items that you can only get with real money or trade for real money. But yeah, there's going to be around 270 items planned for this year alone in the game.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Diamond Man
Don't say
says,
that's a promise, it's a plan. It's a plan.
you heard it here first. Commander K promised hundreds of items.
Yeah, because I have heard that Siskea has said that I promised too many things, so I'm not promising anything.
No spoilers. Diamond Man says, are the transactions going to be using blockchain? No blockchain.
Yeah,
Never.
again, yeah, no blockchain, no NFTs, no nothing like that. I mean, we did look into blockchain like two years ago, but what blockchain put front and center the idea that people would own the items in any game and they will trade the items even outside the game. But I don't really see blockchain enabling game developers to do anything that games couldn't already do without blockchain. At the same time, we know people, gamers, myself included, really do want to trade items outside of games as well, but they want to do that for real money. I don't know if anyone remembers a game called Dranzik, a 25-year-old game. But that was the first game where I tried to buy items from my friend for real money. I think one axe for $10 from my friend. And of course, I think most people know games like RuneScape that has been around for 22 years, and many thousands or tens of thousands of people trade RuneScape items for real money every day. But we kind of like, but those trades are done in the gray markets and you can get scammed. So because we know that people do want to do that, we want to kind of like have a safe place where you can do it. So like in legal and safe fashion, without fear of getting scammed or paying in advance or anything like that.
Yep. As we look through these questions as well, these are mostly about, what's coming or what the game might look like. But if anyone has any questions about closed alpha now or any feedback, now's a great time to give it. Me and Commander are here. We can see what you guys think. Is there anything that you particularly love right now or anything you're worried about with the game? Put it in the chat as well, and let's go through those.
Well, there's like scary frozen face. Is that games 12? Games CK
Oh, yeah.
non-game trader. What does that mean, games? Well,
So, who is going to be our main community manager? Is it going to be Siskea or Herta will replace her?
oh, game
Well,
was trolling. He was trolling, so that was a bad troll because I didn't understand it. That's right. Thanks, mate.
so for now, I'm community manager. You're stuck with me for the time being. Herta is part of the sort of wider community marketing team, so we both work together on community stuff. So I guess in that sense, we're both community managers for you guys at the moment. So yes, you're stuck with me for the time being, at least.
Yeah, Twitch is asking when is close alpha stopping. So to reiterate, the boomer potato statue that you can get by just doing 5 daily logins comes available on the 10th of April. So that's next week's Wednesday, and then 10 days after that. So Saturday 20, Sunday 21st, depending on your time zone, the closed alpha is going to be offline.
Someone's asking if the statue will rotate or float only. Do you know that one?
I'm sure. I think it should rotate because we have been talking about that. Yeah. And one thing, I'm not sure how big it will be. I mean, I think it should be like huge, like like at least 2 by 6 or something like that, instead of like one time 2. But yeah, not sure yet. You can put in the chat how big it should be, how many blocks by how many blocks.
And there's some questions about the image. If you want to make a video about the Q&A or about the game, I can post a PNG of the statue if that's what you want to do. That's fine. It's out there now, so you guys can use it if you want to.
Somebody says I'm lagging. Apologies about that. I'm on a hotel Wi-Fi, so can't do anything about that. Akula is asking, will you guys be taking fee from transactions? So I think you maybe mean the real money transactions. So yes, there will be a fee because we have to eat as well. And of course, as Siskea mentioned, we are going to team up with a third-party website for that, and they have their standard fees in place. And it's kind of like more of them kind of like deciding what the fees or percentages are, but nothing outrageous, at least for what I know, what they're doing now with other games. And
we've had some questions about alt accounts and wings, and that kind of ties into the marketplace. When wings are sellable on the marketplace, it's likely that there's going to be, security checks, identity checks, and you're not going to be able to sell more than one pair per person. So it really, anyone who has done that potentially won't really see any benefit.
Yeah, I mean, don't want to go into too much detail there because kind of want to give out what we are planning to do to prevent that. But yeah, we do plan to prevent that. Wait, there was something about Matsu is asking when the game fully comes out, are you going to consider streaming and host fun community events within the game? Yes, that is the plan, and because again, I think personally that community is most important part of the game. I'm going to repeat what I said in the last Q&A session, that in Pixel Worlds, 94%, so almost everybody reported having made new friends by playing the game. And that is something like really, really cool in my opinion as a gamer myself. So we want to kind of like, we want to build this to be a game/social platform, and community events are of course big part of that social aspect.
There's some questions about titles for alpha players or beta players. So I don't know if you mean in Discord or in the game, but certainly for Discord, I have got plans to give a role to people who have reached maybe early access or maybe the launch. I'm not quite sure yet. Obviously, the first 1,000 people in the server got the OG role, but there's still a lot of you who have been here from the very beginning as well. So it would be really nice to recognize that in some way. So we will be adding another role that kind of acknowledges that if you're here before the launch of the game, then you'll get some kind of extra role to recognize that.
Then Farminer and two boomers are discussing on the chat about you have to show passport. I can't use Discord. Well, yeah, there. So you have to show passport in order to sell the wings, rip all those who do not want to reveal personal data. So yes, something like that is gonna be requirement for real money trading. That's one of the main reasons why we decided to team up with a partner company to do that in our behalf, because we are a game development company and we are making a huge game, and we don't want to start making a website for item trading for real money, because with that comes all sorts of legal ramifications and laws that you have to abide with, and you have these kind of like know your customer proceedings in place that for anyone to actually kind of like make real money transactions, you have to identify them, hard identify them with passport or driver's license and stuff like that to prevent money laundering and stuff like that. So it's going to be quite strict, and in our opinion, it's good because that also means that you are not gonna scam people that easily if you have to actually kind of like have your own personal actual ID tied up with the account on the third-party service. But then again, I think that you shouldn't be worried about giving your personal data with them, because the company that we are planning to team with has been doing this for many years already and have a good reputation.
Yeah, and ties in a little bit to Boomer James's question about will there be market monitors or moderators watching the market for abnormal activities or inflation? Although reading that, maybe you mean in the game, but certainly the real money marketplace, there'll be systems in place. This third party know what they're doing. So in terms of abnormal activities or anything, in-game economy and market, those questions scare me. So I don't know. I'm not sure how to answer that one just yet.
Abyss is asking, I live in Iraq. Will I be able to use my country information for the game, as most games don't allow me to? I'm not 100% sure what that means, to use my country information.
Okay. There's lots of questions coming in about the real money marketplace now. So is it only untradeable items like Dark Origin rings can be able to be sold on the marketplace, or can you sell tradable items on the marketplace too? Commander?
Sorry, can you come again? I was reading something else there in the chat, sorry.
Will you be able to sell tradable items on the marketplace, or will it be just untradeable items?
Okay, so what we are calling them right now, the items that you trade for real money, we are calling them IRL. So sorry, not ARLs, RMIs, real money items. So and real money items are something that you can only trade for real money outside the game. And then of course you have items that you can't trade for real money, but you can trade them inside the game. And then they're going to be like the boomer potato statue items that you can't trade in any way or form, so they are untradeable.
So in response to that, Fair says, I feel like untradeable items for only in real life money is kind of unfair for people who don't want to spend real money. Yeah, I totally get that, but there'll be plenty of other options in game in terms of tradable items. I think the idea for the real money marketplace is it's there if you want it. You're not obligated to use it, and some of the untradeable items there, if you want them, then that's great. But there's going to be other cool items in the game that you'll really want to spend in-game money on. So it's not to limit people; it's just to give players more options, I guess.
So wait.
So we've got about 5 minutes left, maybe, guys. So if you have a question that we haven't answered, make sure to put it in the chat. We'll try and get through a couple more. Or if you've joined late and there's something you missed, we can clarify it for you.
I mean, somebody is asking that I already won 2 wings. So if you legit won 2 wings with your one account, then yes, you can have them. And of course, you can win 2 wings in this close alpha as well, because as myself, luckily, won them last week. And then everybody has a chance after close alpha as well if you got at least 500 tickets in total. So you can win twice in close alpha as well. And if you win twice with your account, then of course, yeah, your account will get those 2.
Wants to ask about the statue. So you'll get the statue if you log in 5 days out of 10. So that will start from next Wednesday, the 10th of April.
Yes,
all you need to do is just log into the game.
Yeah, so you can fulfill that what Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, by Sunday, next week Sunday, you can already have the 5 daily logins completed.
Yeah, super easy. Are you guys thinking about stuff we could do while hanging out with friends so we don't feel bored too fast? Absolutely. The social part of the game is huge for us, and we really want to make sure that we're thinking about that every step of the way with the game. You know, is this fun with friends? How can it be better with friends? So yes, and in terms of hanging out, sure, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's what Commander was saying, I guess, about voice chat earlier. We're already thinking about that and how you guys might want to play the game whilst chatting and hanging out with friends.
Boomer Bear is asking also, will there be cats, dogs as pets? Hopefully. We have a list of, I don't know, gazillion different features and stuff that we want to do in the game and or develop to the game, but we are still a small team and there is only so much hours in a day that we can do. So yeah, hopefully there will be pets down the line as well. That is the plan, but it's not a promise anytime soon.
In reality, there's just a long list, isn't there, of stuff we want to add into the game.
PvPoop is asking about the potato statue. Do we have to log in 5 days in a row? No. You have 10 days to log in 5 times on different days, but you don't have to do those days in a row.
Jugs asked about game launch, so no details on that just yet in terms of date. The next thing that we're sharing is early access, so that will be towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so Master Ope is asking, will I be able to buy 3 more Dark Origin wings if I wanted to later? Yes, so you can buy as many Dark Origin wings as you want from the real money storefront, and then you can sell them and buy them again. And yeah, so there's no limits on that.
We've got a question about internship program, which we get quite a lot. No plans for an internship program just yet. Who knows in the future? If we were opening up a sort of public internship program, we would put that on our website or socials, so you'd hear about it, don't worry.
Yeah, no problem, Master OP. And yeah, one thing about internships is that we are in fully remote mode right now, so we don't have an office. So everybody's working from home basically, and then we meet in real life every now and then as a team. But yeah, there's no office for any intern to go to, so that's kind of like makes it a bit more tricky to have interns as well.
Very good point.
Yeah. Again, hello, will there be bosses or enemies we can fight? Definitely, but when, can't say. But yeah, that's definitely on our list as well. What else? We'll also first do a collab with Fortnite someday. Yes, I'm still waiting a phone call from Epic, and when they call us and ask for a collab, we will do it for sure. And hi, Citrina, nice to see you there as well. when will you get the wings in the game if you want it? So you will get those when early access goes live later this year.
I think we might have answered most of these questions now, looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, somebody said something nice. I can't find it anymore. Something nice about having the opportunity to play close alpha and all of that. Thank you for that. And yeah, again, as I started, I would like to thank each and every one of you who have been playing close alpha. It gives us valuable information and helps us to make a better game. And yeah, thanks for being part of the community as well. I mean, it's been really great to see people in the game and chat with them, and yeah, really nice. And then kind of like that gives me high hopes of how social we can make this thing, and kind of like I mean, yeah, the social part or community in many games is not that welcoming. Many of them are very toxic, but I think that we do have something special going on here, and that's kind of like yeah, each of the community members, especially you people who are right now here, because you are the core of the new community. You are really important in kind of like being ambassadors of that good, positive community when the game goes into early access and more people come to the game who haven't played Pixel Wars ever, for example.
Absolutely. Perfect note to end on. Thank you to all of you guys. And I think, yeah, we've said it a couple of times, closed alpha will still run until the 21st. So there's still a little over 2 weeks. But keep playing, keep logging in. Maybe you'll get the wings. I hope you do. And yeah, give us any feedback you want on Discord or on Instagram. We're always listening. And we'll do another Q&A at some point. I'm not quite sure when that will be next, but it's always nice chatting with you guys. So thank you, everyone, and see you next time.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.